Okay, German 2. Today I'm going to show you how to put together your notebook. Remember that how you have your notebook is really important during class to help you be successful, especially since we don't have a textbook this year. So you want to keep it organized, you want to keep it neat, and that will also help you get a good grade when I do the notebook checks. Now when you're putting together your notebook, you can feel free to personalize this any way you want. If you want to add any decorations or color coding or anything like that, that is totally fine, totally up to you. What I do ask is that when you're laying out what goes in your notebook, that you follow exactly what I'm telling you, because we all need to have the same thing on the same page, and we're all gonna be organized together, and it'll be great. As you're watching this video, please feel free to pause the video as you go and work on whatever I was just showing you, and then you can restart the video or start it from where you left off and move forward from there. Alright, so I've got my notebook. I also have a couple of pens. You'll need at least a black pen. I used some color in mine as well, so I have a colored pen out, and then scissors and tape. That's what you'll need. So, getting started. Here's my notebook, got the plastic cover. Okay, on the inside front cover, you should have put your hall passes. I forgot to bring extras home, so I don't have one in here right now, but you should have your hall passes here on that front cover. Now, on this very first page, this is going to be your cover page. This is page 1. You can decorate this any way you want. All I ask is that you put the name of the class, which is Deutsch 2, and then your name on it. Now I did mine on a piece of computer paper and then I taped it into my notebook. You could do that, or you could just decorate something straight onto that front cover. It's up to you. Just be creative with it. If you wanted to make a design on the computer and then print it out, that's fine too. So if you're going to do this on a separate piece of paper and then tape it in, what I suggest you do, this is what I found to work the best, is put some tape here along the bottom, and then in the middle, and at the top. And then once you've got that, you can line up these edges of the paper and put a piece of tape here along that edge. I did one at the bottom and then one at the top. And that holds it in pretty nicely. Okay, so then turning the page, we can keep page 2 blank, and then starting in page 3, we'll have our table of contents, or Inhaltsverzeichnis. We're going to be all German. Okay, so notice that at the top of this page I have all of my titles in both German and English. I'd like you to do it the same way. So title that page Inhaltsverzeichnis. Inhalt is contents, so your table of contents. Then in the left column I have the Datum, or the date. In the middle column the Thema, or the topic. And in the right column the Seite, or the page. So, you don't need to worry about this middle part right now where we're writing in what actually is in our notebook. Just worry about setting up those different columns and rows for right now. You can use a ruler or the side of a piece of paper, something to make your lines look nice and neat. Just a reminder, this is page 3. Now, as you can see, I've already filled almost half of my page, and we're on the first week of school, so clearly one page is not going to be enough for this table of contents. So we're going to copy this kind of layout onto the next few pages. So here's pages 3, same way, and 4 and then 5, and 6 and 7, all the same way. So pages 3 through 7 should all be table of contents. Once you finish that, we can move on to page 8. Okay, this is where we're starting our grade tracker, where you can put in what your grades are. Again, I've labeled it in both German and English. So, meine Noten, or my grades. Got a few more columns on this one, but still starting out with the Datum, or date. Then the Aufgabe, or assignment. Next we have points earned, points possible, and then the Note, or the grade. Now, it's not important that your columns be exactly the same width as mine, as long as it's laid out pretty much the same. However, if you're wanting to do it exactly the same, I have about 1.5 inches between this perforation and this line, and then 3/4 of an inch here, 3/4 of an inch here. Again, not important that you have it exactly the same way, but that's what I did. So this here is page 8. Page 9 is the same way. And pages 10 and 11 are also exactly the same for your grades. Okay, to finish off our grades here, we're tracking our quarter and semester grades, so you can put that label at the top. And then I cut out the Mina Knowlton scroll that I gave you and put that here on this page. Now you can cut it out and follow all the lines, or you can just cut out a big rectangle, it doesn't matter. Just put it in there neatly. This is on page 12. On page 13, you're going to put in your notebook check rubric. Now, I cut mine down so that it fit better on the page. You can either do that, or you can just tape that entire piece of paper in. If you're going to tape the whole piece of paper in, do it the same way I did at the beginning, where you have the piece of tape here at the top, and then the middle, and at the bottom, and then here along these edges. That'll keep it in pretty well. Okay. What next? Okay, so that was page 13. Now we're on page 14. This is where we're going to put the syllabus. But the syllabus is two-sided, and you want to be able to see both sides. So in order for us to be able to see both sides, I did not tape this side down so that I can still open it up. However, I did take 3 pieces of tape and run them along the edge. So I have one here at the bottom, one in the middle, and then one up here at the top. That way I can open it and check on that. Now when you put in a whole piece of paper like this, it's going to cover up the number that you wrote at the bottom of the page number. And so I went down and I wrote that page number on top of the syllabus so that when I'm flipping through, I can still see the page number really easily. So anytime you're going to put a whole piece of paper in your notebook, you want to make sure that that page number is still visible. Just write it on top of whatever page you just put in. Okay, we're going to skip a couple of pages that we're going to look at next week when we look at our cultural activities. And now I'm on page 18. So turn to page 18. This is where you're going to put your Gebet at your prayers. Again, I have the title in German and English. And again, I cut out my prayer, but you can do that, or you can just put that whole page in there. Remember, if you put the whole page in there, you want your page number to still be showing. On this page, we've got our prayers for first and second quarter. We're going to leave that next page blank so we can put our prayers for third and fourth quarter on there as well. Then on page 20, this is where we have our tutoring log. So put your tutoring log on that page, page 20. Starting on page 21, we're going to have a grammar terms reference guide. You can go ahead and put that title at the top, but don't worry about putting anything else on these actual pages. That's page 21. And then that grammar guide is going to extend over pages 22 and 23, so you can leave those blank. So by that point, we're on page 24. This is where we're going to put those warm-ups that we've done this past week. So the first one we had was compound words. I hope you still have that. That was from August 9th. So at the top, before I taped this in, or above it, I have the date, the 9th of August 2016, written the German way, so 9 and then a period, and then August 2016. And this is the Stundenstarter, the hour starter, the class starter, which is our warm-up. So you should label it the same way. Then below that, I have our Stundenstarter from the next day, from August 10th. So label it again, and then just tape in your Stundenstarter. And that's all you need to do for this. So thank you for your hard work. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.